Welcome back to the Edward Allen Walsh channel. Today, guys, we're going to go over the runes that I currently have on all of my heroes, so that everyone can be caught up with where I'm at, what I'm doing. Go over each hero that I use. Shade. We have Shade set up for all attack with HP. The reason I use Shade mostly now with Solaris. I get huge Fury boost from having a lot of HP when my Shade goes down. As for the rogue damage, it's not a big deal. I just have them mainly because they're attack HP, but I mean, if there's a rogue, that's definitely a bonus. This is the must-have on Shade. If I didn't have this, I would just wear another duelist there, guys. Yeah, I wish I had more of those. I don't have any that high, but once again, it's attack HP. And the only one, I believe, that doesn't have HP is the Warrior Rune. And the only reason why I have the Warrior Rune on is since we got 10, or since we have 9 attack stats across our runes, I figured what better hero to be taking a second swing with than the one that's got all the investment in attack. The stats on Shade. We got 15,000 attack almost. With Shade has high attack, high health, barely any defense, and hardly any skill, and max crit chance. So as you can see, this is an all damage output build with HP. I do have max epic, taking as much advantage of that as I can. Moving on, Zom. Zom is being used mainly on my defense and anti-Hopper. Meaning if I see a team with Hopper, I'd like to bring Zom. He's a good endgame hero, so I have him set up with what I believe now is enough HP to take an average Agnon hit, depending upon how high my Gortus momentum is. I have moved to put some attack in him, mainly because I am strapped for green meat survival style runes. So we put 2 of them there, and the 10% reduced damage from caster is valid because Zom is sort of stuck in this crossfire of you can either rune him defense so that you can take Shade hit and then be susceptible to an Agnon plummet, or you can rune him, all HP to be fine with a plummet but susceptible to an OP Shade hit. So I'm trying to bridge the gap in between there, and this is as close as I think I can get, guys, with the runes that I own, without taking from somewhere else. He heals 10% at the end of every round. That gives him 2,500 HP each round. I got his crit chance decently high. His attack's decently high. His defense is decently high. His epic is maxed. Which is like an extra rune. To those of you who don't have epics maxed, you should max them if you use that hero. Hopper. Hopper, I don't have him of a high priority of runes, but he's the one who I'm still, I'm not 100% sold on what I want his runes to be. I might be adding more attack. But as is, we got him trying to maximize these percent bonuses from his epic. So every stat is also boosted by his epic. So we got defense, health, defense, health. Planners with defense, health, and DR. So those, I'm not 100% sold on, but we went with this green because there's a lot of fights, guys, where since I'm now running Shade, Hopper, Agnon, Solaris a lot, there's a lot of fights where I just wish I had more attack on my Hopper, and when you go to double chomp a Gore, this, I guess, just helps a little bit, and now I'm actually, I'm really trying to find the breakpoint of how much attack do I need on a Hopper to double bite, eat a Shade that doesn't have any defense? You know, like, those are the things I'm trying to figure out. But, Hopper stats, pretty decent. I mean, I'm free to play. I don't mind those stats. He takes hits from the best of them, you know. Moving on to Emily. Do got her epic max now, guys. That was a lot of honor. I think I spent another 20,000 this week finishing it. Just the last level alone was 20,000 honor, but it is what it is. This rune keeps her alive versus bars, everything else. But what it doesn't do is help her survive an Agnon plummet. I still have that there for the Barb fights. If Barb starts skedaddling even more and more, I might move this around to make it double damage reduction health, reduce damage from dark to try and eat the Agnon hit. I think it would do it for me. She's a reviver, man. I really... She's let's go back so far after I look at her stats. As you can see, she's not designed to kill shit. She's designed to not die very easily. She's lacking in the skill. She's more attack than the skill. She's only giving, 6k to all the teammates, but it is whatever. What I was gonna say is you can kind of classify the heroes so far as offensive or defensive roles, and if they're not offensive or defensive, they're usually a tool, like Hopper. Hopper, right now I have him rune basically defensively, but he should be rune more like a tool. That's because he's actually just anti-revive, right? Isn't that the real reason why anybody uses Hopper, anti-revive? So, Shade is a killer, Zom is an endgame, Meat, he's designed to not die easily. Shade is designed to kill shit. Hopper's designed to anti-revive, and Emily is a tool. She's designed to revive, but she's also a take-a-hitter. Abigail, her runes, I'm not worried about her. Don't pay no mind to these. These are all up for grabs. If I see any of these that you think should be, or if you see any of these runes you think I should put on any of the heroes that you see in this video that are level 71, please leave a comment, because I went through them, and these are like the leftovers, that they're nice, but all my level 71s are wearing a rune for a better reason than I thought on why I had these. That's why I'm saying leave a comment. But she's runed for my tower. Tower's tough, guys, especially when you keep your setup the way I keep it, and you don't have a lot of heroes with runes on them. Tower... You don't want to break, you don't want it to fall apart on you. Furno. Furno, we still have him just runed to take hits and spread wildfire. That's it. No other purpose. None whatsoever. Nowhere that I use him. He comes in for a debuff. When you're trying to, not get your ass whooped, he comes along on the team. That's what he does. Every rune is either designed to burn or keep his fucking ass alive. The extra hits are for extra chances to burn. Which, I'm not sure that adds on to specials, man. I think it's just when you normal attack, you get an extra chance to normal attack, but, maybe I'm wrong, guys. Anyway, that's a badass elite life rune that keeps my guy alive. Furno almost never dies. They have to literally gangbang him to make him die. As you can see, he's got 8k defense, 12,000 health, 50 crit, 4k skills, so when somebody heals him, he gets a good chunk because he's already got some of his own skill he's packing. He's not really, that's it, man. You only bring him along when you kind of really, you gotta size up your enemy nowadays and ask yourself, are they aggressive? Are they defensive? Are they trying to, take the game long? Are they trying to win how are they trying to, look at their team and say, how does that team beat you? And ask yourself, do they beat you by taking you long? Do they beat you by whooping your ass real fast? What do they do? And then you can come in with a team that kind of counters their game plan, not just counters a hero. It counters their game plan. That's like Furno, he counters the Barb's game plan, you know? That's why he was part of the big role in the anti-Barbs. Koros is rune back up, and he's rune back up for every fucking time I see Furnace. He comes in and he blows him over. Anytime you want to remove buffs, he's your man. I do feel like you get two choices with how you set your Koros up. You either set him up all fucking attack so you can blow Ragnons, or you gotta put some meat on him so that you can keep him alive to purge for sure. It's not about how, yeah, he's squishy, so of course you can't put all the survivability in him, right? Bring along Gortusk and Furno, and all of a sudden, Koros ain't so squishy with just like one rune, you know, going to stay alive. Lots of defense stats, guys. Defense, defense, defense. And then the skill, we're using that mainly, I think, to spread the burn and get a higher crit chance. This is the one option that I decided to go with some meat, and so far when I bring in versus Furnace Barbs set up like this, he's never got killed yet, so I think it's just a perfect amount of what he needed to mix with Gortusk and Furno to be able to really take a hit. These are to survive shade hits, in case somebody wants to get shade off on your guy. This, honestly, I just put that on there today. I stole it from Abby. I put it there because it's going to help us whenever we're trying to beat on Solaris. Solaris is around more often, and I don't like the idea of having to bring Baylog. As you'll see, my Baylog isn't even 71 anymore. I only have 10 heroes that are 71. The reason why I only have 10 heroes that are 71 is because the whole entire meta, I'll own it with them 10 heroes. No team is consistently making me lose, but I am losing to annoying teams to where it's because I'm not one decided yet on what's the best way. Like, say I got two teams that can beat it, but two teams that can also lose to it, and I'm trying to figure out like which one's the best to focus on out of that. So I'm losing to stuff like that. But anyway, he's got one meat, all attacks and defense. But like I was saying, yeah, he only really comes for a purge or an anti-furnace. That's what I've been using him for. And my furnace, I do have runes on him for one fight. He's runed up for Agnon Barbs. I'm just so tired of having a random loss to Agnon Barbs that I have now. I just switched Furnace for Gore so that I can have a permanently the whole game taunt until they steal it from me. That way when they steal it from me, they put it on their green guy. I know I'm going to be able to wildfire burn that fucker off because of putting Emily before Furno on that setup, if you've seen in my previous videos. No losses since doing it that way, but everything on him is designed to take a hit because he's only being used in a barb fight that's trying to gangbang the shit out of him. He's not being used to spread burn or do damage or anything. That's just a bonus. Everything else, everything he's actually in the damn fight for is to take hits. Put the taunt up and take hits. And he will give a boost to the team, which is neat, I guess. Alright, and then Agnon. Alright, oh yeah, almost forgot. Furno is a meat tool. You're bringing him for debuff. Koros is a killer. I have him set up more for killing than purging, okay? Abby wasn't even one of our heroes. She's just a tower bitch. Which, yes, I've been working on trying to get material for a tower. I have 2 unsuccessful towers, but I don't really have any audio. I just recorded the ending of them. Anyway, Agnon is a killer, probably the best one in the game right now. So I got him attack HP if I can because he's going with Solaris. Defense health because he's going with Solaris. This is the best defense rune I've ever seen on him. They've got another one up for grabs right now in the community. I don't know what I'll do with the second one. This is to help me with Zom, help me with Solaris, which are opponents' endgames usually. So being able to have a 15% extra hit towards their endgame plan is pretty good. Like, I'm sure this makes a difference between some Zoms surviving and some Zoms dying, and sometimes the difference between you winning the game and losing the game is did you kill your Zom or not. Here we just got more damage, so everything about this guy is set up for damage, except for he's got 1 meat slot. once again, if you guys out there have the meat in your blue and you have attack in your purple, I think you're wrong. I think you need to go get just freaking duelist and put it there, and then I think you need to put one of the communities there. What else about this guy is, his stats are nasty. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Since they updated star power or whatever, or I guess since I got my 6 star or whatever, his crit chance is, it's so pretty now, like, without even needing that. Like, I took off that, the reason for this was I took off this. I did have this skilled duelist there with 15% damage to tanks, but he's already killing any tank that doesn't have abs of steel in one hit, so that was a waste. And then, what the hell is 2 crit chance when I could be having 10% damage and 276 defense? So my Agnon is way better set up now than he's been previously. Very proud of how he's doing. He loves to drop other Agnons on their faces. Lily is only really being used on my defense. She's also anti-zom sometimes. I bring her in on randomness, and so, yeah, sometimes if you're looking for an all-meat strategy, she's a pretty good endgame. I will bring her sometimes in random fights, I won't lie, but I have got her more towards now. I'm trying to get around Agnon on defense. Tired of Agnon dumping her on her face, and that's the new upgrade right there that's basically saying, come on, Agnon, waste a hit on me so I can put dodge on the team, alright? Do it. Here we went with just defense, health, so there you go, guys. The new community rune, I'll probably put it right here since I think she's going to be the staple of my defense. I wanted to try another defense, but it got blown out of the water while I slept. I lost like so many fights, and I wish I could have woke up sooner and just switched it back to this, but oh well, now my record looks like fucking goop for the week. But it is what it is, man. I'm not worried about it. Oh, Solaris, how do I have her rune? Kind of welfare-ish, but best I could do. Skill, and skill is all I'm worried about in the red. I wish those crit chances were HP, but fuck it, you know, crit chance is crit chance. Here we just got defense, damage reduction, defense, damage reduction with the skin, and defense, damage reduction. The reason why I'm going with defense, damage reduction is I pretty much don't give a fuck if Agnon faceplants my Solaris. I just don't want other shit killing my Solaris. I don't want Solaris getting whacked by things and dying unless it's a plummet. Mainly because when I'm plummeted, I got a feather on it. Doesn't matter if you have a hopper or any of that stupid shit anyway. One thing to note that I don't think I've ever drawn attention to in any of my videos for people out there is her stats are also defense, health, skills. She is a healer. She's definitely used for healing when she heals 11,000 and a half between the whole team. But the thing I wanted to draw attention to is double the heal on a kill. That could be really relevant, but I don't think it's relevant enough to sacrifice the skill in the red for damage, so, what I do think it is worth, though, is you paying a fucking bit of attention, so that way, in the middle of a fight, you don't just waste it sometime for a little bit of heal, like if you got a little bit of damage on your guy. Let him go another round and take another hit. Why? Because you can do some damage to the enemy team and get just one guy at a little bit of health and then do your Solaris hit and get a double heal for the whole team. That is just pretty damn crucial, so I never used to pay attention to it until this week, and no one told me or said anything about it. I just was reading it and was like, I wonder how relevant it is. It becomes relevant as soon as you wait and use it at the right opportune time when something's low. But also don't make a mistake and end up dying because they can kill your Solaris and you can't heal them if you're in the ground. So that's how we have her set up. The skin rune, I just mainly have it because of the defense DR, and I'm hoping that the electric skin might trigger, and you know, that would be epic. Gore-Tusk, Still have him ruined mainly for being able to take as hard of a hit possible. Don't want a shade to kill him. I have my best skill rune right there on him. Mainly because I have my most investment in him, because he's a very, very high demand hero. I use him a lot. Mainly is like he's anti-Koros. He's just a DR boost to the whole team. So once again, like when I'm trying to make a killer like Shade or Agnon be able to take a hit, I don't fucking start putting runes on my Shade and Agnon and says, hey man, I need this guy to take a hit. No, I pair him with Gortusk or Furno, shit like that. You know, that. So everything on him is basically damage, production, and defense. And he does great, guys. He's got 22,000 defense and he's got 11,000 health. Yeah, his attack shit, but let his momentum get to 10 and he'll still knock your teeth out. But for the most part, he does a good job of letting everybody who hits him get frozen. That's one thing I will give him props about. Balog and Drake are just tower dudes. People that I use in the tower now. They're not PvP. I'm only using the people that are level 71 in PvP. I guess if I start using any of these guys in PvP, I will level them up to 71, and I will have to tell you all in an update that I now need another guy for another reason, for whatever. But any of the runes on somebody that's not 71, like I said previously, can go somewhere else if you guys think them possible. I had previously forgot to show you the rundown on my champion and my Drake. These are just slung there, no real reason. Welfare at its finest. He's the king douche. And he's just for tower. So, like that could definitely probably be used on somebody, I just don't know who. Maybe Agnon. But Agnon going into a rock doesn't really matter how many buffs you stole. He's for tower, and one other note that I did not go over is Emily's main purpose is not to revive. Her main purpose is to cleanse. She can revive, but Solaris' main purpose is revive. Alright, so that's all my runes that are on people. Make sure I covered all the uses, I guess. Emily's a revive, Hopper's anti-revive, Shade's a killer, Zom's an endgame, anti-Hopper. Let's see. Those are all 71s. I use them a lot. You see them in my PvP videos, my double trophy videos. You see how I use them. Furno, that is just debuff the enemy team, spread wildfire, basically try to keep my attackers, alive. Koros is just a purge. He's anti-furnace. He can burn. He can kill. He can do a lot of things. Koros, I've been getting creative with him. But as creative as I've been getting, I really only bring him with some sort of Gortusk or Furno strategy. Furnace, I only have him ruined to take Agnon barbs on, or specific roles of when. He's just every now and then a replacement to Gore, meaning the same exact team ideas that you use Gore for, just sometimes you need a taunt to stay on. Like, you can't afford for it to come off so that somebody else gets face planted. So that's what Furnace is for. But right now I'm only having to use him for Agnon barbs. And I don't have to. I could use the Emily team the way it is with Gortusk. I'm just saying, I now have a don't lose if, with my guy design, did not fucking get his ass whooped. Shoot, I accidentally hit Lily. Lily is just mainly on defense, man. She's end game though. She can definitely be anti-zom. Solaris is revive strategy. Definitely better revive strategy than Emily. Definitely longer end game. Definitely probably the best end game strategy in the game. Best way for bridging gaps. Just got to be on the lookout for silence, freeze, and getting an ass whooping too fast or what, or outside of your control. You want to be in control when you put her in the ground. At least me, anyway. I don't like other people being in control of it. Gortaski's the same thing as Furno, really. Keeps my team alive, except Furno only does it on turn 1. Gortas does it the whole game if you can keep his momentum low. He's also can be a crucial freeze. There are times now where, like, you know, go against Furnace Barbs and you want to freeze Baylog because you want to guarantee that your Furno is going to spread some burn because you just can't afford not to in those fights. Just Baylog, the Barbs are tower guys, and the Jelly guy is my champion. So that's the rundown on everybody. Now let me go show you my closet of runes, I guess. Start with the darks. We just got tons and tons of unused stuff. These powers are not 911 attack and 6% damage penetration is not a lot, so to me they're not really. That's a nice one. I just don't know anywhere right now. It was on Lily, but then I switched it for some HP. That one's only a 4-star. That I still haven't found any use for. It's basically just another purple heart rune one, which I have on Abby. I don't have any other uses for it. Alright, the rest of those are junk that need salvaged. Here we go, the reds. Go to the greens. These are just tons and tons of stuff that I could put places, but I just don't have any use for it at this exact second, unless you guys can think of something where you're like, oh my gosh, how is that not on your one guy for whatever reason, blah blah, so that I can just say thank you and move shit around. Because that's how I like to handle my biz. Alright, what color are we missing? Yellow's the only one we haven't done yet. I haven't crafted any runes since the second elite that I made. I was gonna make one on my birthday, but I've decided that if Dungeon Boss is gonna keep giving out superiors, I'm not gonna craft shit. I'll just save up resources one day and try to get one of them elites when everybody wants to tie with 65 million players at the same thing. That she could have 2 of those on. I got a superior and a greater. I could have. Maybe she'd definitely be able to eat an egg on it then. Alright, so that's all my runes. Now let's count how many heroes I'm actually using in PvP. 4. Looking for 71s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so it's 11 heroes, which in my mind is technically 10, but one of them's for just perfection, which is Furnace, meaning he doesn't actually be needed in PvP, but I'm using him for that little freaking 1 in a million chance that I'm not losing to Agnon fucking planting my Emily anymore. Hopefully the audio is going to be fine in this video and that I didn't put my fucking hands over it like I have in the past. I'm filming it at night, so you guys might get it late, but I just wanted to catch you up on exactly where I'm at. If you are using any heroes that I'm not using, that doesn't mean anything. That's good. If you want advice on how you think I would rune a certain one of them heroes, just ask, man. I'll tell you anything you want to know that I know. There's lots of heroes that I want to rune up specifically for tower. Maybe we'll make a video on that. And since everybody is not runed, I am ready for... I'm going to go finish some of these boss mode dungeons later, man. Not tonight. I mean, like, this week I'm probably going to get started on them. Now that somebody told me exactly how to get to the next chapter, which, I mean, I should have been able to figure that out. I just... For whatever reason, I thought there were only 2 dungeons, and just 3 different versions of the dungeons, so I thought I only had to beat each one once, but, so I just gotta go back and beat all these levels one time, and then I'm gonna go see, man, what's going on up in there, because nobody's showing me on the internet, so I'm about ready to go beat all these damn dungeons and find out my damn self what's up in them motherfuckers, because I want to know if there's potential superior drops. I want to know what's going on up in there. Ain't nobody showed me nothing. You know, I want to know what's going on when I'm, instead of just being 70 dungeons done, I want to be 115 or something, you know. I want to be deep in boss mode. I want to know what's going the fuck on. I don't care if I gotta fight level 80 monsters. If I find a dungeon that I'm stuck on, guys, I'll make a video of it or something. Other than that, I'm gonna let other YouTube content providers try and do walkthroughs of dungeons and shit, man. I don't usually give a fuck about campaign. I just try to over-onslaught it with a bunch of good runes, so... I do see myself thinking that, like, when it comes to campaign, Zom, Solaris, and Emily are, like, pretty hard to take down, I guess, you know, in campaign. They're pretty meaty, but I don't think you get to use whoever you want on most of the dungeons. Some of the dungeons ask you to use, like, all light heroes, and I thought that was pretty gay, because, as you've seen, I would only rune them up to retake the runes off, which I spent 7 mil a day doing, so it can be expensive, but I like it to be neat. I'm going to get my 4 million trophies this week, so that's like a milestone marker to me. Other than that, guys, you have to stay tuned for whatever content I start to put up. I'm going to start trying to get better at filming and doing shit at night, where it's not so hot, especially like PvP content, like maybe if I get big streaks after midnights or something, that would be cool. As is right now in PvP, I got my ass whooped by an Emily fucking dark team. I was in the top 25, so I woke up this morning in like 25th place. Yeah, we're in 15, and I'm still gonna, I got a bunch of raids I need to do, like probably 20 more fights tonight. And if I can get a streak, I'll try and mix it together with tomorrow's streak. And if I can do that, that'll free me up some time tomorrow to make some content maybe about Tower. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you now know how to rune all your guys up. You now know what runes that I'm wearing on my guys when you look back in the videos and you see anything that you've watched recently where you're like, man, how does he have that guy set up? Now you know everybody's set up. So hope you enjoyed, guys. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. There's no sense in not getting the material on time. And if I make any changes to the runes that my guys wear, you'll be able to find out without having to run into dungeons and lose a bunch of times. Peace.